Good evening, everyone. In this class, we'll discuss the sequence and series revisions. You learned the basics from the foundation classes. I'll give you some revisions and then we will do the problems. The first and foremost thing related to the UPSC, you need to know about the basics of your AP. These things you studied in your foundation as well as in your school level. That is more than sufficient, right? So AP means common difference. This is the keyword you need to take. Common difference. They'll give you some series. Common difference is nothing but a second term minus first term, which is equal to third term minus second term, like that. So if it is same, then you can call that as a arithmetic progression, AP. It may be a increasing order or it may be a decreasing order, whatever it is, not an issue. In generally, A comma A plus D comma A plus 2D comma, here this side A minus D, A minus 2D, like that. Okay. Then you need to know about general term. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Some people will use an, that is also okay, no problem. Where A is nothing but your first term, D is nothing but a common difference, n is nothing but the total number of terms. Total number of terms. Next, you need to know if last term is given, if L last term is given, so that L is nothing but Tn. Okay. Now L is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, or otherwise, in order to find out the total number of terms n, you can use this one, L minus A by D plus 1, which is equal to n. To find n, you can use this one, or else you can use the general one, Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Then Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus L, if you know the value of L, last term. If you are not knowing, then you can use general term. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So this also you can use. This is more than sufficient related to your arithmetic progression. See, that arithmetic mean etc. not required here. That may be required for your school examinations. Okay, and the properties etc. I taught you in the foundation. Next, what you need to know here with respect to the geometric progression. So geometric progression here, you need to know common ratio. Okay, if R is same, so that is a common ratio, then you can call that as a GP, or else then you can call that a sequence as a GP. That sequence AR, AR square, etc. So this side also A by R square, etc. Right, and additional properties related to the GP I taught you in the foundation itself. So here in this revision exam perspective only you need to focus here. So next thing you need to know about Tn. Tn is equal to AR power n minus 1. This you know. So next you need to know about some of the terms of a GP. Sn formula you need to know. Sn is equal to A into R power n minus 1 by R minus 1 if R is greater than 1. Right. If R is lesser than, you can use this one. If R is lesser than 1. right? Even for infinite geometric series, infinite geometric series, when r is lesser than 1, you can use this one. Sn is equal to a by 1 minus r, right? So this is more than enough to solve your questions related to the sequence and series based problems. Harmonic progression and all not required for your UPSC, right? It may required for other examinations as well as your school examinations, NDA, etc. They are using harmonic progression also, but now this is more than sufficient. And some of the results, 1 plus 2 plus etc etc plus n summation n is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. This we have to remember. Then 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus etc etc plus n square. This also we have to remember. N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. Next, cubes also. Cube n into n plus 1 by 2 the whole square. So if you are remembering this, more than sufficient. Okay. So now we'll move on to the competitive exam kind of a problems. Right. A software company set up m number of computer systems to finish the assignment in 17 days. If 4 computer system crashed on the start of the second day, 4 more computers crashed on the start of the third day, and so on. And it took 8 more days to finish the assignment. Find the value of m. What is the value of m? So actually this question was there in some of the competitive exams like IIT. So that's why I took this question here, because sometimes the UPSC may give you a questions which is a standard of IIT. So that is why you have to solve this question. Okay, simple, yet you need a logics to solve in a very simple manner. That's it. Listen carefully. You know time and work concept also. So work done is equal to what? This much of men working for this much of hour, this much of days. So that concept you can apply. 17 men no working for no. So this much of men, 17 hours working here. So now which is equal to, now try to understand what happens when the 4 computer crashed on the first start of the second day, 4 more computers crashed on the third day, and so on. It took 8 more days to finish. So already it takes 17 days plus 8, 25 days. Now try to understand. First one, you are employing with the m number of people. Second day onwards only reduces here. So therefore m by, right, reduces by 4, m minus 4. Then 4 more computers crashed on the start of the third day, which means if 4 computers crashed on the second day, 8 computers on the third day. Next 12, next like that. So therefore instead of writing 12 etc, then you can do like this, m minus 4 into 2. Now etc etc. Many people making a mistake like 17 here plus 8 becomes 25, right? Yes, 25 is there including the m, no, starting first day, including m, it takes 25 days totally. So therefore here it becomes m minus 4 into 24. This is the very important note. Why 24? Because if you are starting here with m as a 1, then this is going to the 25th day, right? M minus 4 into 24 going to the 25th day. I hope you guys are getting this logic. So now, how many m's are there? If you see this one, including this m, we're having 25m. Minus, you can take a 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 as a minus 4 as a common here. So then it becomes a 1. Here, minus common, it becomes a 2. Then it becomes 24 here. Here 17m. Now rearrange. 25m minus 17m. So now you can bring this towards the LHS. 4 into summation of sum of n terms, nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2. That concept you can use. Summation, sum of 24 terms here. So therefore 24 into, if you want you can use in a bracket 1 plus 2 plus etc 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 plus n is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. That logic you can use here. So by 2. Now you can cancel this one. So if you are cancelling this one here, it becomes a 2. So which is equal to 25m minus 17m becomes a 8m. Then if you multiply this, it becomes a 1200. Then m is equal to 1200 by 8. So now the m is equal to 150. Very simple question, but logic plays a vital role. Yes, sometimes UPSC may change the words and they may project the same question also, or else they may change the data like a 4, 8, like that, and they will project the same kind of questions. Anybody having a doubt here? Subham understood, Arun understood, Sindhu, Dinesh, Sibi, Selvam, Vetri understood, Paramanand. Okay, fine. So next question. Like that, you need to take up some competitive examination questions and you need to work on. So these are all very, very important models. Okay. So next, you want this is also very important model. If the UPSC examiner set a question paper near with respect to 2023 model, means surely it is going to be very difficult in the upcoming examination. So therefore you need to learn all the sequence and series types. Okay. Now try this question. Simple yet important. Now some identical balls are arranged in a row to form a equilateral triangle. Okay. To form a equilateral triangle, the first row consists of one ball. The second row consists of a two ball, and so on, which means the third row consists of a three ball. Like that, it forms a equilateral triangle. Right? It forms a equilateral triangle. So now we don't know how many rows here. Let us take a n row. Since a equilateral triangle, all the sides contains a n. Okay. So next, if 99 more identical balls are added to the total number of balls used in forming the equilateral triangle. Suppose if you are using n balls here, no, then total number of balls, summation of this much of balls plus 99, if you are adding, then what would happen here? Then all these balls can be arranged in a square whose each side contains exactly 2 balls lesser than the number of balls each side of the triangle contains. Each side contains here n, means in the square it contains n minus 2. Okay, n minus 2. Then the number of balls used to form a equilateral triangle. So you need to find out the number of balls to form a equilateral triangle. So now try to understand one concept here. Just now I have provided 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc 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 plus n is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. So now this much of summation of this much of balls added with 99 balls, then what would happen here? Read carefully. All these balls can arrange a square whose each side, so side, square means a square, right? So therefore 2 less means here n minus to the whole square. That's it. So you need to find out the value of n here by rearranging this here. So n square plus n, so take a LCM, plus 198, which is equal to 2 into, so a minus b the whole square formula you can apply here, n square minus 4n plus 4. Then you can multiply n square plus n plus 198, which is equal to 2n square minus 8n plus 8. Now rearrange this one. So bring LHS towards the RHS. 2n square minus n square becomes a n square. Minus 8n minus n becomes a minus 9n. So then plus 8 and minus 198 becomes a minus 190, which is equal to 0. When you are multiplying, you have to get a minus 190. When you are adding, you need to get a minus 9. So what would be the two numbers? 10 nines are, yes. But when you are adding, you need to get a minus. So therefore you have to place it in the greater number sign. So therefore n minus 10 or n plus 10. N, wait a minute. So this becomes a 90, not a 190, right? So then we have to change your, I mean noted. So just I taught that as a 90, but here it is 190, right? So therefore 10 into 19, sir, right? 10 into 19, okay. 190. So when you are adding, so greater number sign we have to put here, right? So therefore n minus 19 here, n plus 10 is equal to 0. Now try to understand, this is not possible because it's negative. So therefore n is equal to 19. Now after knowing n is equal to 19, you need to find out the number of balls used to form. So how much of balls here? Number of balls means you need to add up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. So here n is equal to total number of balls, nothing but a total number of balls used to form equilateral triangle. So equilateral triangle is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. N into n plus 1 by 2. So which is equal to 19 into 20 by 2. So this is 10. 19 into 10 becomes 190. Understood? It is very important model. Anybody having a doubt here in this model? If UPSC examiner set a question paper like a 2023, therefore it's quite complicated. That is why you need to learn this kind of questions. Okay. Now, Shalom understood. Shall I move on to the next? Jasbir, Arya. Sir, total number of total number is equal to what? Summation of n is equal to what? N into n plus 1 by 2. Shubham, understood. Shall I move to the next? Or else if you want means you can write here the number of balls in a triangle is the sum of first n natural numbers. sum of n natural numbers. Okay, that is why I written here. Now let's move on to the next question. See, the question looks very simple, but it takes a time to solve these questions. The sum of all two-digit positive number which when divided by 7 yield 2 or 5 as the remainder is sum of all that yield 2 as a remainder. So then therefore what is the first number when divided by 2, when divided by 7 yield a remainder as a 2? What would be the first number? 16. When 16 divisible by 7, you will get a, this is the first number, right? Then what is the second number? So if you are knowing the first number, more than sufficient, right? So not required with a series, complete series. Yes, if you know the complete series, then that would be better. If you are not knowing the complete series also, you can able to solve. So now 16, a lot of methods are there to solve this question, but you can do this one, difference by 7, that's it. 23, 30, etc. So what would be the two-digit number, right? 91 completely vanishes when it is divisible. So therefore when 93 divisible by 7 leaves the remainder 2, that's it. Common difference 7, it forms a sequence, AP, arithmetic progression. So therefore you can find that n, so n is equal to L minus A by D plus 1. So 93 minus 16 by 7 plus 1. So n is equal to 77 by 7 plus 1. N is equal to 11 plus 1. N is equal to 12. So summation of 12 is equal to n by 2. So we'll use A plus L. 16 plus 93. 6 times. So 6 into 109. 6 into 109, nothing but a 654. Now, so divisible by 7 yields the remainder 5. 5. The first number going to be your, you can take a 13. No. 12. Yes, you can take a 12. 12 divisible by 7 gives you 5 as the remainder. So first number you can take it as a 12. So therefore 19, etc., etc. Last number 96. Because 91 completely vanishes means you can add up that remainder, whatever the remainder here, 5. You can add up here. Similar way you can find n here. L minus A by D plus 1. So 84 by 7 plus 1. So n is equal to 12 plus 1. So n is equal to 13. So summation 13. N by 2 A plus L. N by 2 A plus L. So 13 by 2. This is nothing but a 108. You can cancel here. 54. 13 into 54. Nothing but 702. So you need to add up this. So what would be the final? 654 plus 702. A option. 1356. Understood? Anybody having a doubt? Okay, next question. A sum of all 3-digit numbers less than 500 or less than or equal to 500 that are formed without using the digit 1, and they are all multiple of 11 is sum of 3-digit number. No, so therefore 1 will not be there. So therefore 100 series won't be there. Next 200 series you can find. 200 is not divisible by 11. 201 also not divisible. 199 is divisible, right? Sorry. Check your 11 table. So if you know that 11 table, then automatically you can able to solve. Okay. You know 11 into 10s are 110, which means 11 into 20s are you know 220, right? This is not required because it is formed without the digit 1, right? The resultant. So therefore the first one going to be the 209. First one going to be the 209. The second one going to be the 20, right? 220. Next 231, 242. So like that you are forming your. Now what is the last one? 500 by 11. 4 times 44. 5 times 55, 5. So therefore remainder 5, no? Subtract that remainder 5 here. 495 is the last one. 495 is the last 3-digit number, which is a multiple of 11 when compared to the 500. Now after this now try to understand. A question clearly state that the 3-digit number should not contain a 1, but here 1 is there. How many such a ones are there, that also we have to find out here. Okay, if you are knowing that procedure, means automatically we can able to solve. Or else the first thing here is we can able to find out the summation of this one first here. Common difference is equal to what? 11. You know A is equal to 209. You know L is equal to 495. With these also we can able to find out you know you can able to find your L is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. This one you can use, or directly you can able to find out the n also, right? If you are using this one, we have to find out the summation. Please understand that we have to find out the summation. So Sn formula you can use here, n by 2 into A plus L, right? So for that only we are using either this one or else n is equal to L minus A by D plus 1. Any one you can use here. So after using this one, finding the value of n, that is important. Then you can find out the Sn. That is not the answer, because the question clearly states that the numbers formed without using the digit 1. Without using the digit 1. In such a situation, how can you find out here? How can you find out that? See, either you have to write all the numbers you have to write, or else let me give you a simple trick. Just find this here. You can first find the value of n and Sn. Guys, find that value of this here first. This question also there. Wait a minute. Yes, this question also there in your some of the competitive exams. Okay. That's why I took this question. Done. That means we'll move on to the next. So what would be the answer of this session? No. Vetri gave wrong answer. Subham, you are giving without subtracting that one, right? Without subtracting that. Are you giving the values without subtracting? Okay, without subtracting means okay. Then you need to check the numbers which contains 1 year, like a 231. No, here 1 is there, no. So like that you need to subtract. Okay, I gave you the clue. So try here. See, you guys try. I'll support. I'll give a time. Even we can do another 2 class also, not an issue. But the thing here is, you must start to do, because in the examination you are going to work on. So if you do this, so n is equal to 495 minus 209 by 11 plus 1. Okay. So if you are doing this one, what will you get? 27. Then S of 27. So 27 by 2, 209 plus 495. So 27 by 2, right? 209 plus 495 becomes 704. If you divide this, you will be getting 352. If you multiply this with the, so that option also there in the answer, but that is not right. In every situation, if you are doing this, then you will be marking a wrong answer. So now check your 1 in the unit place. 1 in the unit place. 231 will be there, right? Anything else contains 1 in the unit place. So for that you have to go with a table. 341 will be there, 451 will be there. So let me give you in a simple way. 231 plus 110 you can add up, plus 110 you can add up, plus if you're adding 110, what will happen here? 231 110, if you're adding 341. Okay, so please remember this simple things. So next, so 1 in the 10th place, because surely it is not in the 100th place, since we are starting with a 2 only. So 10th place you have to calculate here. 319 will be there, right? So next 418 will be there. So this thing you have to add up and subtract. So if you add up this, what will you get? Quickly add up. 231, 341, 451, 319 plus 418, 1760, right? If you are adding this, you will be getting this. So therefore the final value is equal to 9504 minus 1760, so which is equal to 7744. So understanding the procedure, how to find out, or see, lot of procedures are there to solve this kind of problems. Okay, or else simply you have to write all the numbers like 242, 253, next 264. So like that 11 by 11 you have to write everything up to 495. So that is another method. Okay, guys, understanding? Shubham understood, Prashant understood, Arya, Ajinsha, Bhuvanesh, Vaishali understood, Harigaran, Vetri, Vinodini, Arun. Okay, I'm giving these methods because some cases possible. Okay, next question. A pack contains n card numbered from 1 to n. Two consecutive numbered cards are removed from the pack, and the sum of the numbers on the remaining card is 1 to 24. If the smaller of the numbers on the removed card is k, then the value of k minus 20. Very good question. Yet you need to understand so good concept to solve this question, or else surely you're not able to solve this question. You can able to solve, but understand and solve. At least knowing the logics are very, very important, because in the examination that will help you to solve these kind of problems. Now try to understand this one here. A pack contains n cards. Okay, no problem. 2 cards you removed. See, one is k. Consecutive card means what? One is k means next one going to be the k plus 1. Right? So therefore, the remaining cards, the sum of the numbers on the remaining cards, right? 1 plus etc. 1 plus 2 plus etc. plus n minus of k minus of k plus 1. Understood? Which is equal to 1 to 24. Guys, understood this logic here? This summation Remaining only gives you 1 to 2, 4. If you are understanding this logic, surely you can able to solve this question. If you are struggling to get this logic, then so you have to leave this kind of questions in the examination hall rather than wasting your time. Okay, that is my suggestion. Now summation n, right? N terms is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. Substitute that and find the values. You guys going to solve, or you want me to solve this one? Shall I? See, logics are simple. I gave you the logic. So if you remember this logic, this is more than sufficient. Minus you can take a common. So n into n plus 1 by 2. Minus you can take your. So then k plus k becomes a 2k plus 1. So which is equal to 1 to 2, 4. So you have to simplify this equation. That's it. Now cross multiply. N square plus n minus 4k minus 2. So just cross multiply this here. 2, 4, 4, 8. Rearrange. N square plus n. Bringing this one becomes a 2, 4, 5, 0. Which is equal to, can we take this as a 4k? Yes. Now you have to factorize your 2450. You have to get a 1. 50 50s are 2500. So therefore 49 times. Now minus sign will be in the product. Then it is in the plus, means then you have to put a minus in the smaller number. So n plus 40, n minus 49, which is equal to 4k. Now try to understand. The n value must be greater than 49. N value must be greater than 49. If you are placing 49, then it becomes a 0, right? So greater than 49, you can take any value. So let us take n is equal to 50. Because you are going to find if the smaller of the numbers of the removed chord is k, smaller only you have to find out here. So then you can take n is equal to 50. So when you are taking n is equal to 50, then it becomes 100. 100 into 1 becomes 4k. So then k becomes 25. So this is going to be the smallest, right? But you need to find the value of k minus 20. So therefore 25 minus 20, so which is equal to 5. Answer here is 5. Understood? What you need to find out, that is very very important. You are going to find out, suppose if the question here is find the, please understand, if the question here is find the smaller of the number of the removed chord k, that's it, then the value is 25. But the question here is k minus 20, therefore k is 25. 25 minus 20 becomes 5. Understood everyone? Shall I move on to the next? Yes, this kind of odd questions you have to solve, no other way. Okay, that is why many teachers not teaching this kind of things for your UPSC, but you must have to learn some, at least by revising the PDF, no, our handouts. Sometimes the same question may be repeated. Guys, without solving this you can able to answer, because this we have done already in the number system as a different question. There is a possibility to get a question in this format also. How many terms of the series amounts to? Why this much of time you guys are taking to answer this question? Palindrome 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then 6 5 4 3 2 1. I taught you in the sorry, this is 6 7. So I taught you now in the number system revision class also. I taught you this year, but this is the another way of projecting a question. So that is why I gave you this kind of question also here, because you know 11 square is equal to 121, right? So therefore you guys know, right, this concept. Or you guys go through that number system PDF. I do not want to repeat this one again. 1 square 1, 1 1 square 111 into 111. So if you want a PTR, I'll give you again 11 square 1 1 1 1 1. It's a palindrome, right? Or else is two digit. So after that it repeated. 3 digit. After that it repeated. 4 digit. So 1 2 3 4 3 2 1. Understanding? So 5 times means 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. So here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So therefore this is the answer. Understood? A proper procedural method is there to solve this question, but I'm not going to give this here because you know the logic, you know the tricks. Proper procedural method, you need to use a summation of n these things and all. I do not want to complicate. If you are knowing the logics, you must have to save your time in the examination. Shall I move on to the next? Okay. This question, no, very important model. Listen, Tom and Jerry were playing mathematical puzzle with each other. Jerry draw a square of a side 32 centimeter. Then kept on drawing squares inside the squares by joining the midpoint of the squares. She continued this process indefinitely. Jerry asked Tom to determine the sum of the areas, sum of the area. You need to find out area of all the squares that she drew. If Tom answered correctly, then what would be his answer? Now, please understand. Simple logic, more than sufficient to solve this question. But try to understand. So 32 first. Alright. 32. Next, with that joining the midpoints, forming another square. Forming the midpoint, forming the another square. Then forming the midpoint, forming the another square. So this is the simple example, or I'm giving you the simple diagram. You guys are able to understand the diagram, right? Then again like this, indefinitely you can able to do this here. But the thing here is, now try to understand, many people are making a mistake, you know, this is 32, then simply they are doing a off like a 16 directly, so that is wrong. Okay, now try to understand why that was wrong, because you know this is a 16 and this is a 16. If you see this one, and then you can able to see this is nothing but a triangle or right angle triangle. So in this right angle triangle, you know the Pythagoras theorem. So that the Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. So it is not a 16, it is a 16 root 2. Okay, so that is why important one. So therefore you can see that the side of the largest square is equal to 32 centimeter. The side of the second largest is equal to not a 16. Why? Because the root of, you know, Pythagoras theorem, 16 square plus 16 square. So you can take a 16 as a common, then a root of root and square getting cancelled, then root of 1 plus 1 becomes root 2. So 16 root 2. So therefore it becomes a 16 root 2. Okay, then the next one becomes the 16. Next one becomes the 16, because 8 root to the whole square, 8 root to the whole square, it becomes a 16. So like that, if you are placing this one, next becomes a 16. But you do not have to do this. You need to find out the sum of the squares. Sum of the squares is equal to, you know, first one 32 into 32. Next one 16 root 2 into 16 root 2. So next one 16 into 16. Just to know the logic and easily you can able to do. So 1024. Next one half of this 1024. 512. Half of this 256. Next 128. Now try to understand. It's an infinite series. It is a geometric series because you know the common ratio is equal to 1 by 2. When the common ratio is equal to 1 by 2, to solve this infinite series, we are having Sn. Sn is equal to a by 1 minus r. So a is nothing but a 1024 by 1 minus 1 by 2. So therefore 1024 by half, denominator to the denominator getting reciprocal. So therefore 2048. Answer for the question here is A, 2048. Everyone understood? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, good. These very important models. These things you must have to go through. You must have to complete this. Okay. This is a very important model. The ball striking, no? Important model. After striking a floor, a rubber ball rebounds 5 by 6 of the height. You know, height from which it has fallen. Find the total distance in meter that it traveled before coming to the rest. Travel before it comes to the rest. If it is gently dropped from height of 210 meter. Listen very carefully. You are having a procedural model here. Actually, you are having the procedural model to solve this question. Same, you know, GP concept you can use, but shortcut models are there. I'll give you shortcut models, but learn the procedural model. The first it becomes a 210. So after you know what happens here, it goes here and it comes back here. It's a 5 by 6 of that 210. Again it goes here, again it comes back 5 by 6 again 5 by 6, no, here 5 by 6 after this is 5 by 6 in this, no, in this distance again it 5 by 6, so therefore it becomes a 5 by 6 the whole square, here 210. So you need to apply the GP concept, but I don't want you guys have to spend this kind of a GP concept. You can apply these things. Okay, so instead of this I'll give you a simple shortcut. You guys can use that shortcut to solve this kind of questions. Okay, because that is more than sufficient when it comes to your competitive examination. You know SN formula for an infinite series, a by 1 minus r. So this is the first thing you need to know, and you need to find out this is you are dropping the ball here. So what is the initial means? First term you need to find out. So a you need to find out how you are finding the a, that is important. You should not take simply 210. So that bouncing from 5 by 6, no, that only you need to take it as a. So therefore 210 plus 5 by 6 of 210. So you cancel this one, 35. 210 plus 175. Now a becomes 385. Or you know, r is nothing but a 5 by 6. Common ratio nothing but a 5 by 6. Apply this. Simply you will get the answer. So a becomes 385 by 1 minus 5 by 6. 385 by, take the LCM. 6 minus 5 becomes a 1 by 6. Now cross multiply or a reciprocal. Denominator to the denominator getting reciprocal. It becomes a 2310. That's it. Total. This is a very simple model. Okay. Some shortcut also there to solve this kind of question. You can take a total distance is equal to the actual height given, in terms of a plus b minus a minus b. Even if you are not knowing a plus b, a minus b, fine. Whatever no given that rebounds after, that only you have to take 210. Now try to understand whatever the larger value you need to take that as a. So 6 plus 5, 6 minus 5, or else some people using modulus. Yes, modulus also completely fine to avoid the negative sign. Okay, so here I am giving, take larger value as a, right? So if it is a 5 by 6, you can take a as a 6, you can take a b as a 5, not an issue. So 210 into 11, 210 into 11 also becomes 2310. Guys, understanding? Okay, fine. Next year, take this as a test and answer. Shortcut you can use or anything you can use. Understood? So which method you guys are applying? Shortcut?
Shortcut.
Good. Good. Anything you can apply. But the thing here is, understand the question carefully. It travels before coming to the rest. So that distance only you are finding out. Okay. So this model was there, no, in 2021 also. So therefore you must have to focus this kind of things. Next question. Try this question. After striking the floor, a ball rebounds to 7 by 8 of the height from which it has fallen. Find the total distance that it travels before coming to the rest if it has been gently dropped from the height of 420 meter. What is the answer of this one? B. Okay. Okay, good. Next. This is the last question. Last question of this day. Try this one. But before that, check the units. Okay, the given unit and options unit must be the same means good, or else you need to convert that. This one. Permanent, check A or C. C only. Fine. So anybody having a doubt here in this today's class? If you're having doubt, you can ask. Or else I need one more session with respect to your revisions with respect to your sequence and series. Tomorrow, same time, we will discuss. Okay. Thank you all. Have a good day.